My bad. So I was just talking. My apologies. Um, so what I was saying was Trey Murphy. It's kind of been quiet on the Trey Murphy front. Sorry, we got feedback now. I hear that. Give me 5 seconds. All right, so I was hearing stuff on the Trey Murphy on the. At least I got y'all to comment. That's good for impressions. I should start just talking for like the first 5 minutes, just mute, so y'all can comment, so we can get an algorithm. I might adopt that shit, but my apologies. But yeah, it's been quiet on the Trey Murphy front. I was saying, and that ever since kind of like Indiana fell back, Golden State kind of jumped in and kind of got quiet. Kind of seemed like the Pistons were the clear cut. Then you heard Golden State affiliated with Trey Murphy. Then you heard them also being associated with a guy like Kawhi Leonard, LeBron sweepstakes. If you call them sweepstakes, they were also you kind of in they were in those conversations still. So Golden State is trying to basically Reggie Miller, Steph Curry, and allow him to finish his career off in Golden State, and I think that's proper. Not I followed Golden State, and I never had nothing against them. Shout out to Run TMC back in the day, the We Believe Warriors. I really didn't have no ill will towards the Warriors ever, for real. But but you don't want to see Steph finish his career nowhere else. I think their issue was the same reason the 04 Pistons didn't go longer. I mean, we can attribute to, not wanting to pay Ben Wallace, but they didn't draft well. That was the difference between us and San Antonio. San Antonio drafted well. Whether it was they late picks using Tony Parker. I think they got Ginobili in the second round. They traded for Kawhi Leonard. I think it was George. What was my man's out of Uyi Pui? George Hill. Remember they traded George Indiana that made some atrocious trades, bro. They traded like George Hill and something to San Antonio, and they took Kawhi Leonard. We know they gave up Zubac for the 5th pick this year, so that's wild. But yeah, I mean, right now, Trey Murphy is kind of quiet, and I don't know. I know it's expected that they was gonna strike a deal for him before the draft. So maybe they have something in place. Maybe they got an agreement in place. And I say that, and I start off the show saying that because the Pistons are being associated in this deal with Giannis. And one thing that I noticed is that the 21st pick is in that deal. So, allegedly, it's a bunch of alleged deals. It was Alex sent me a tweet that said the next 48 hours the deal should get done. So one of the things that the conclusions that you can jump to is that they're going to move on from the Trey Murphy deal. Or the other conclusion is maybe they have a deal agreed to in principle to land Trey Murphy or another 4, and then they're trying to do this Herro deal. So this is one of the deals I just picked, and I'll read the AI in a minute. Make sure you thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Pistons 101 playlist for live shows we haven't been doing, but we are doing now. So reports indicate, this is just Gronk's overview. Reports indicate Miami lead the race for Giannis after a tough season for the Bucks, with negotiations described as in the red zone and involving teams like the Pistons, Lakers to balance salaries. One unverified proposal details a 4-team deal sending Giannis to Miami for players like Ron Hollins, Jaron Vanderbilt, plus multiple first-round picks. Miami demands 9 first-round in return, while no confirmation has come from insiders like Sham or Adrian Wojnarowski. The buzz grows with the draft set Tuesday, leaving the Heat fans envisioning a duo of Bam Adebayo and Bucks supporters preparing for a rebuild. So, I mean, to say that was a great overview, by the way. To say all of that, right, before we get to these mock trades. I don't know what Miami thinking. I don't think that's enough. I don't think Giannis is enough to do anything. We can look at the overview just to kind of speak to them before we dig in. But I just don't see that being enough. I like Davion Mitchell. They losing Khalil Ware. A lot of you like Khalil Ware. But I forgot the draft was Tuesday, to be honest. So apparently, one of the reasons I knew this deal with Giannis to Milwaukee was dead is when the Bucks signed CJ McCollum to the 1-year deal for 21 million. That's how I knew they was out of it. The Pelicans, Jalen Brown, if he ain't going to Milwaukee, he ain't going to New Orleans. So that's how I kind of knew that this was kind of like fruitful. This was factual or probably about to go down. Is because the New Orleans the Hawks, they signed CJ 21 million. So that was a wrap right then and there. That's out of it. And then the Pelicans he never was a viable option. I mean, I'd rather be in New Orleans than Milwaukee, but so they're going to keep Jalen Brown up there, so they're going to keep Jalen Brown. And then when you look at the Detroit, you look at the Hawks, they already said, fuck it, we just going to keep our core together with CJ McCollum. So that makes more sense. Miami, Giannis wants to stay on the East Coast. He going to Miami and he has leverage, but this deal, I don't know. He get Giannis, the Bucks get Ron, Vanderbilt, Yami Yakas, Kasparis, I don't know who that is. Lakers 2031 first round pick, 3 Miami first round picks, the Pistons in 2026 first round pick, and the Pistons get Tyler Herro and the Lakers get Isaiah Stewart and Khalil Ware. The one thing about it for the Lakers, and we get into the Duren stuff, Isaiah Stewart is not a starting caliber center, not because he can't be a starting caliber center. He just don't have the durability to do the minutes. Now, the Khalil Ware, they get a stretch for. They're probably going to lose Ryu Hachimura. That's, I'm going to talk about him for like 5 seconds and like 10 seconds. But yeah, I mean, for them, you still need a starting center, and that's maybe why they tampering with Jalen Duren. Now, let me stop it real quick about Ryu Hachimura. A lot of Piston fans want to get Ryu Hachimura in free agency. I don't mind it, but and if you still keep Tobias Harris on the team, but me personally, I'd rather try to find a way to get Bobby Portis. I'd rather try to find a way to make the Trey Murphy deal happen. But it is what it is. If they get Ryu Hachimura, I like his game, but as long as you keep Tobias Harris and they kind of share those minutes, I'm kind of okay with it. Trading that 2026 first round pick, I know that probably hurt, but they probably, wasn't. It probably was a non-negotiable. You lose Ron Hollins. You trade them in a division. Milwaukee hasn't done a great job of developing talent. They didn't develop Marshawn Beauchamp. They couldn't do nothing with Cam Thomas. He probably, because his attitude is out the league. But they do get, Yami Vakaz and a bunch of first-round picks. It is what it is. I know I'm not high on Vanderbilt, but I like Ron Hollins, and hopefully they can develop him up there if that's the deal. And then you got Isaiah Stewart going to the Lakers. It is what it is. I don't know if LeBron going to stay there. I'm pretty sure bygones will be bygones. But the big thing is the Pistons getting Tyler Herro, and I stop it there, right? So shout out to Aaron. Getting rid of Stu for Herro, nah, bro, nah. I don't mind it. Tyler Herro's a better player than Isaiah Stewart. And the thing about it is this: y'all gave B Stu a pass. He was just as atrocious as Jalen Duren in the playoffs. That's the wild shit about it. Nobody got on Jalen Duren. Everybody gave Stu a pass. And don't forget, he got suspended and he still came back hurt. Remember the first year they went to the playoffs versus the Knicks, he got hurt. So I'm just saying, I feel what you're saying. I don't mind trading. I don't mind the trade. My thing is this: Herro's 26. We're gonna get to Herro, but I'll say this: I probably roll it if I can't really get Kyrie and I really can't get Zach LaVine. I'd rather have Zach LaVine. I just flat out rather have Zach LaVine, and I'll explain that in a second, right? I didn't put any stock into Trey Murphy trade up because of the people in the NL front. Oh yeah, for people who don't understand, Joe Dumars. Well, they both have a gripe. Troy Weaver and Joe Dumars both have a gripe with the Pistons. Joe Dumars has a gripe with Tom Gores because of he got rid of him. So if you ever notice, they do get-togethers with the former Piston teams and celebrations. Joe Dumars never comes back. So Joe Dumars and Tom Gores got beef. Troy Weaver probably got beef with Tom Gores for the simple fact of he never was able to pick his own head coach. I just leave it at that. I don't hate it if we try. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but like I said, what is a Levine deal looking like? Because it can't look like much. If I can get Levine, and how old is Zach Levine? If I can get Zach Levine at a cheaper price, and I ain't got to give up much, I would just honestly I would do that. But I understand why you get Herro. I definitely do. When you look at the statistics, so he only played 39 games last year, and this is just a common freaking theme. This is a common theme. Every time we talk about anybody from Troy Murphy to a lot of these different guys, we're talking about availability. So he only played 39 games last year. I don't know why, but in general, he gave you 20, 3 rebounds, less than 3 assists. He shot 48% from the field, 40%, 39% from 3, 88% from the free throw line. Now, before we get into the job description of what the Pistons need, let's get into the job description of what they need. From that position, they just need somebody that can score. If you can come in and be a professional scorer, this is why you're looking at Herro, Kyrie, Levine. He was looking at McCollum before he signed back. That was a rumor. You just need somebody that can come in and flat out just get a bucket. This won't cost you much. You just have to match salaries up. Or this won't cost you much. Now, the knock on him is why I did the video about De'Aaron Fox and him, where I'm saying that people got mad at De'Aaron Fox, which the San Antonio Spurs says they're not getting rid of De'Aaron Fox, by the way. They said that they want to still believe in him. And then you have Dylan Harper's, group saying they want to push for a start. So, in, San Antonio, it's going to get sticky. These young kids, you heard that what the daddy said, Ron said about LeBron. So, they're very boastful and outspoken. So these young kids, they don't want to wait their turn. How Harden waited his turn at OKC. So monitor what's going on in San Antonio too. But this is a low risk deal right here. You're not gonna give up much. If anything, Sacramento might give you picks back. And I say that, Joe, he's 31 years old. The issue is people just say he's just been a consistent loser, in which it ain't been his fault. Since he's been in the league, he did play 82 games in 15-16, by the way. That's a rare feat. Minnesota lost KG, won a championship. Wiggins left and won a championship. Kevin Love left and won a championship. Cat won and won a championship. So don't forget that Chicago, they ain't did shit outside of Michael Jordan and Artis Gilmore winning the MVP. And then he went to Sacktown. They ain't never did shit, since Chris Webber was there. So in general, what you really getting from this guy? You getting a bona fide. Every time we see him at Little Caesars, he put belt to our ass. It's just a fucking fact. Like you getting somebody who shot, about 45% from 3 for one season. You getting the guy that's been consistently around 40%. He gonna make his free throws. He can finish at above the rim, under the rim. The only issue is the fact that people saying that he's one of those guys that's never really won, right? Which, at the end of the day, I don't really put it against. So, you literally can plug him in. He'd be perfect. The only issue is this. Defensively, where's the effort? If you remember him being in the Olympic team, Kevin Durant said, you're going to defend over here. So if he is going to give an effort defensively as Duncan Robinson did last year, I don't really see this being a problem. He's not going to want an extension right away. So that's not a problem. He's on a 1-year prove-it deal. 1 year, $49 million to prove it in Detroit. So you're not giving him nothing. If he's locker room cancer, you can buy him out. This is a low risk is Zach Levine. Low risk, high reward. You know what I'm saying? When you look at a guy like Tyler Herro, and I say this, you see somebody in the comments say he want an extension. He can't demand an extension. You know why? Because he played 33 games last year. So he don't have a leg to stand on. He played 33 games last year. He's 26 years old to be 27 probably by the time next year start. But you know what you're getting flat out. Another great shooter, another really good free throw shooter once again. So that won't be an issue. Good from the field. Now, what differentiates him from Zach Levine is this. You can put Herro at the point guard a little bit. Herro can distribute. He can do other things. He will rebound at a high clip for a guard, higher than Levine. He will distribute the basketball. Now, where lies the problem with Tyler Herro is here, even more so than any other player we spoke about. It's this right here. When they made a championship run, he was injured in the championship run. He's had abysmal playoffs. He had abysmal playoffs. He's not showed up in the bigger moments. And, you know, you can even go with the fact that, well, LaVine ain't never been, I think LaVine ain't never been to the playoff once in Chicago. I could be wrong. So you can go here and be like, well, you know, he struggled in the playoffs, but LaVine really never been there. I mean, that's fair. You know, that's fair. But, you know, will he be available? I mean, you know, to be 20, 55, 54, 60, 66, 67. You know, he's only had three seasons eligible for season awards if you're going by today's standards of 65 games. You know, last year, 24-25, he made the All-Star team. He was averaging 24 points a game, 5.5 assists, over 5 rebounds. He shot 88% from the free throw line, 37%, almost 38% from the three, over 47% from the field. I mean, you know, played 36 minutes. The problem is durability. When we start talking about these guys, and he's 26 years old, and durability has been an issue his whole career. But what makes him different from Zach LaVine is that he can be the lead. He can be a lead ball. He can be a lead guard. He can distribute. That's one thing about it. He can distribute. So that's just a difference. He's younger, but you know, he can distribute. Now, y'all talking about his contract. I mean, after playing 33 games, you really don't have a leg to stand on, honestly. You got to prove it. And I always know people say, oh, the Pistons, you know, this team don't ever spend money. And then when they spend money, y'all complain about when they spend money. You can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. So you got to remember that. We cannot have it. You cannot have it both ways. So I'm trying to look. Hold on. You can't have it both ways, bro. Oh, the Lions shouldn't pay this guy. Like, okay, bro. Okay. You want him to spend money and not spend money. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know why it's not pulling up Tyler Herro's contract. So as of right now, next year 31. So he's entering the final year of his deal. So $33 million. He gonna want an extension. So that's something to look at. Now maybe the Pistons are comfortable giving him that extension. Maybe they're not. So this is one thing when you look into this trade. He gonna be on a prove-it deal, and then you gonna pay him at the end of the year. That's up to them. So, you know, when you kind of when you continue to kind of go back through it, you talk about a guy like Kyrie Harris coming off an injury, been injured his whole career. Nobody talks about this about Kyrie. He was injured in high school. I mean, when you go through his log, I mean, shit, motherfucker. I mean, this is just a common thing, bro. I mean, you know, it's always either injured or having some type of off the field shit, off the court shit. 51, 59. I mean, we can count the years he was. Check this out. You had to play 65 games to be eligible for awards this year. I don't for these days. I'm not really tripping about. I mean, I like the rule because you need to come to work. If that was a rule, Kyrie would only been eligible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons out of Kyrie's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 seasons. 15 if you include that. So only 5 years he's been available. You know, in this scenario, you really got enough. Depending on the deal, if they can get one deal done, the Pistons are young enough to carry Kyrie to the playoffs. Now, if you're talking about Herro and Zach LaVine, no, they got to carry their weight. They got to help carry us to the playoffs and still perform. They're still young enough. So I like Kyrie here because we can carry him there. He can play when he need to play, take load management when he need to load manage. But when it comes playoff time, we need him hooping. We need that scoring. We need that razzle dazzle. But it's a risk. You know, it's a risk. It really is. McCollum, he off the board. They was affiliated with LaVine, Kyrie. I hope I ain't missing nobody else. Tyler Herro, but I don't mind Tyler Herro. You know, maybe getting out of Miami. And maybe the Pistons put him in the weight room. I mean, he's exactly what you need. But if you ain't adding an upgrade at the 4 position, it's a good move in the right direction. But they need a little bit more, in my opinion. I don't hate it if Herro isn't available. Levine will be a great plan. I think in my opinion, Levine will be the plan A. That would be plan A. I get him for a little bit of nothing, but maybe Sacramento playing hardball. The Pistons should get. I'm not a Rui fan. I wouldn't be mad, but I'm good. I'd rather have Murphy or I'd rather have Bobby fucking Portis. Harrison got to come off the bench. Yeah, Tobias here. Got to come off the bench. I kind of would favor Levine too. But I understand when you see Herro being 4 or 5 years younger, you get it. You most likely gonna want to hand Herro an extension before an older Levine. But it don't make me no different. If they go out there, pretty sure there's other 2 guards available too. They can get their hands on. If we keep it at a B, I can't think of none right now. Damn, the Keontae George guy, I seen him play. I'm not sure he's 2 guard, but I seen him play a little bit. I like him. And who I like a lot of the Washington Wizards young players too. The Wizards got a lot of really good young players that we don't talk about a lot. Herro got to earn the extension, like I said, 33 games, just like Levine would have to. Only playing 33 games, it don't matter. You got to earn that extension. I don't think they hand Herro extension when he get here. He got to earn that. That's a fact. He has to earn it. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm about to pay you $50 million a year," and you didn't earn it. I think the Pistons are perfectly fine giving up Stu, giving up Ryan, giving up that first round pick. And guess what? If Herro don't work, cool. It is what it is. Guess what? You just have to pay Ron Hollins in a minute anyway. Every time you need Isaiah Stewart in the playoffs, he ain't there. And as far as the first round pick, we missed first round picks for like a straight decade. We didn't pass up on Devin Booker. We didn't pass up on what's the brother's name in Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell. We didn't pass up on so many players. I don't really think that really mattered at this point. So even if it don't work, it don't really hurt you. It don't. They will replace Isaiah Stewart with another big fella. I will say that. Where B Taylor at in this hole? I don't see him. Shout to him. He said, "I told you." He said, "I would love to get Kyrie." It makes sense. Ayo, Kobe White, I like Norman Powell a lot. I like Kobe White. I don't know enough about the Ayo kid, but I think if you're looking at Kobe White, you're probably looking at him coming off the bench. Look at Norman Powell, you're probably looking at him coming off the bench. I also like Bojan Bojanovic from the Clippers. He's a free agent. I like him coming off the bench. You do need that guy coming off the bench. And that's what I was trying to explain to people. Like, I seen people like, "Oh, I don't really like your idea of Schroeder coming back." It's just that you can rely on Schroeder to make decisions. Whether it's people forgetting that New York series, Schroeder was Tobias was this year in the playoff run. Schroeder was scoring, he was facilitating, he was playmaking. He really turned the Cleveland series around versus us, besides the referee. So Schroeder's ability to guard ones and twos, be a pest, be a pest. I think Schroeder, bringing Schroeder back ain't bad. People say, "Well, what about him and Dennis Jenkins? They play the same position." As much as y'all cry about today's being about positionless basketball, you can play Schroeder and Jenkins together because they both can defend. We played Mike James and Lindsey Hunter together. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really think that's an issue. They both can defend their position, so and they both can play with the ball. They both can play off the ball. If you wanted to go that route, now, would you want somebody more of a scorer? You love him when Millie Beasley can come back, but I don't see that happening. But you would love more of a even when I say get Clay. Clay would be interesting too, but Clay is not a guy that can get you a bucket. He gonna catch and shoot. So when you kind of talk about the guys that can get you a bucket off that bench, Kobe White, Norman Powell, Bojan Bojanovic, you think of guys like, who wasn't that good. He didn't get a chance to be that good. But a guy like Deion Waiters, Jamal Crawford, Lou, that's what you missing off the Pistons bench. You missing somebody that can just flat out, I'll give you the ball, they can get you a bucket. So ideally that's what you want, like a Powell, a White, a Bojanovic. In that mode, that's the guy that you want. But in reality, I mean, you can get away, especially if you had a Herro or Levine or Kyrie, you can get away with Jenkins or Clay. You can get away with a Dennis Schroeder and a Jenkins. You can get away with a couple of lineups because you still going to have, you probably going to get rid of Karis. And then also with Karis LeVert not being in this deal, let's pull up the Pistons roster and I'm going to get to the comment section real quick. With Karis LeVert not being in this deal, that makes you tip your hat that possibly another deal is coming. 27, 28, first round picks are probably going to be gone as well. Because if he's not in this particular deal, it's going to be interesting because you still got him, you still got Wool, you still got Sasser, I think is still under contract, Duncan Robinson. And I think Dennis Jenkins is probably one of their more untouchable guys. So it's going to be interesting because then when you start talking about it, the next two guys you start looking at, you don't want to trade shooting, but the next guys you're looking at is Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson. Those are the next two guys that you're looking at outside of signing trade with Tobias or Duren. So in general, if they do make another deal, it's pretty much going to be around Karis LeVert, Duncan Robinson, and I hate to say it, if New Orleans wants something serious, most likely it's going to be a guy like Dennis Jenkins. So, yeah, think about that for a minute as well, too. Think about that for a minute. But, adding Herro, they still got to get better at that forward position, whether you look to get Aaron Gordon, which San Antonio should be doing that, or you look to get Bobby Portis, or you look to get what's the brother's name in Portland? Bring back Jeremy Grant. Yeah. Levine healthy, a top 2 guard in the league, top 10 guard, 2 guard. Yeah, for sure. How you feel about Jalen Green? I wouldn't mind bringing Jalen Green here as long as Kate was okay with it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Phoenix will do it. I think he year 2 of a 3-year deal too. I would prefer that over the other two options. I've done a video on that. I'd prefer Green over Herro and depending on the price and Levine. I mean, I think, Green and K to be nice. He gonna come here and play defense for sure. That's just what it is. Duncan and Herro, the remix. I mean, Duncan could be out the door if they make another deal. If we get Ware instead of Herro, then get Trey Murphy would be fire. Ain't that Ware kid a 4? Why would we get Khalil Ware and he a 4? I don't get that. What do that got to do with Herro? Why would you get him over Herro? That's dumb. And then still get Trey Murphy. I don't get that. Well, are you saying get rid of Jalen Duren? And then we can trade Jalen Duren and put Khalil Ware at the 4? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. But y'all just be saying, oh, just because he can shoot, man, I don't want no 7-foot motherfucker shooting threes. I've said that many, many times. That's why the San Antonio Spurs ain't in a championship. Keep telling y'all that. You can't just be your center jacking up threes. You ain't going to win like that. I'm telling you that right now. Hey, bro, we get Herro with you unload clips, Stewart. I wouldn't do all them picks. Not for Miles, not for Herro Miles. No, I wouldn't do that. Not for no Miles Turner Herro. Then what you do with Jalen Duren? That's what I'm figuring. Are y'all just saying Jalen Duren is gonna be gone? Miles can play stretch. No, he can. Miles Turner cannot play stretch for. Man, what weed are y'all smoking, dog? What are y'all? Did y'all not see Isaiah Stewart and Duren? That shit didn't work. No, he's not a 4. Is somebody like Tobias Harris. That's your 4. Your 4 is not Chris Webber. It's not Dirk Nowitzki no more. It's not Tim Duncan. It's not KG. That's not your 4 no more. It's not Dennis Rodman. Get it out your mind. This is 2003, Rasheed Wallace. And those are not your 4s. Your 4s are now small 4. Your center's not even centers no more. Your centers are more hybrid, power forward, small forwards than centers. So I don't understand why people you seen what the Pistons try to do with Bagley, Wiseman, Stewart. You seen that shit don't work. Because can't no big fellas post up no more. That's why. That's crazy. Y'all keep trying to be, oh man, Trey Murphy too small to play the 4, but get out of here. It's the small forward position. That's all it is. You got 4 wings out there. You got 4 wings and the appearance of a center in most situations. That's what it is. He said Cyrus not a Miles. He's not. I damn near wanted to give you the boot the fuck up out of here. I like Anthony Simons off the bench, but I don't know what happened in Boston with him. I don't want no John Collins. I'm good. No. He said love LeVert for some reason. I think he stayed. You might be right. Like he had that one good game. He was. Because we ended up getting him because we wanted because Nickeil Alexander-Walker told us no. I'd rather gamble on Kawhi than Herro. No, I'd rather gamble on Herro. I'd definitely rather gamble on Herro. Kawhi don't want to be outside of LA. Don't be surprised if Kawhi don't find himself to the Lakers. Herro's just entering his part. Yeah, I would say that, but it ain't been a healthy young thing. He got to find a way to stay healthy. But being in Miami, man, he probably ain't doing nothing but fucking all day. Excuse my language. That's probably all he doing is chasing hoes. Turn on. Man, I don't want to hear, dude. You lucky you ain't getting muted. I don't want to hear from you right now. Let it go. Who you want? I don't know nothing about the draft. I just know that kid from Michigan, Yaxel Lindemore. Other than the top guys, the best player in the draft is that Darren Peterson kid. That's the best player now. Whether he mentally is sane is something different. But you talking about the best? If I had the number 1 pick and I was told to take the best possible player in this draft, is Darren Peterson. I ain't saying that he gonna work. He gonna be mentally, there, but by far he's the best. Like, even over, I like DeBansta a lot, but Darren Peterson is by far the most. Like everything he do is effortlessly. Like when he played at Kansas, ain't nobody see him. But if you worried about the durability, the safe pick is AJ DeBansta. But if you talking about upside, it's Peterson. But that's just my opinion. Isn't Herro? I mean, he's a great fit. I mean, you can put him at the lead guard position. He can handle the rock. He can facilitate. He rebound. I mean, defensively, I feel like Jaylen Brown or Kawhi is more perfect because what they bring defensively, be a good fit. Duren can change that back. I don't know what that meant. Your forwards are no, they not. Zion don't even play. Zion, how can you say Zion is a 4? He don't even play. How you gonna say he's a 4? He don't even play. And Paolo Brancho is a one-off. That's it. He's a one-off. And most of the time, Wendell Carter not even on the fucking floor. Paolo is a one-off. Name me somebody else like Paolo in the league. Zion is Zion don't play, so you can't say him. Kevin Durant play like a small forward. He don't play with no power. We can go through the list. I don't even watch the league like that no more. Ain't Sabonis playing the 4 out there in Sacramento? I don't know who played the 4 in the Clippers. Ryu Hachimura, he played the 4 of the Lakers. He would be a small forward 20 years ago. Jeremy Grant, I know he don't really play late next seasons because they be tanking usually. But, back in the day when his daddy played and his uncle played, he would be a 3. He'd be a 3. Who else we got? OG Anunoby for the Knicks. He'd be a 3. He'd be a 3. Pascal Siakam will be a 3 back in the day. Well, that's what I'm telling y'all. Ain't playing with that physicality no more, homeboy. He named 2. He named one guy who don't even play and another guy who's a true anomaly. And then he don't even play like a 4-poster play. He too busy jacking up jumpers and playing soft. A 4 is a 3 now. LaMarcus Aldridge was Lamar. Yeah, he was. I forgot about LA. Every now and then, the centers don't even play like centers no more. You know what I'm saying? Joel Embiid, and Jokic, they the last of a dying breed. But shit. Anthony Davis out here crying, talking about he a power forward. Bitch, your big ass at center. Trey Murphy will give you a good 50 games and have a high streak, but he's injured. Yeah, I said that too. I said every person that we done brought up, from Kyrie to Trey Murphy to Herro, all got injury issues. That's one thing that they all have in common. Khalil Word's another Evan Mobley type of player. I like Evan Mobley's ability, but they play like a bitch. Excuse my language. He too talented to play like that. Bring Drummond home. Nah, send that nigga to he needs to be in San Antonio. They need him in San Antonio. Rashard Lewis was the first effective stretch before I can remember. Well, you must be young. You got to go Dirk, Charles Barkley, KG. I won't really say KG if you're talking about three. But yeah, I mean, you had centers that did it. Sam Perkins, Bill Laimbeer, Terry Mills. But yeah, as far as a four, it probably was Dirk. I mean, Deadlift Shrimp was really a three. Shrimp used to shoot it. But I guess you can really consider Deadlift Shrimp a three. I would say Dirk. I mean, some people credit KG, Dirk, Barkley. You know, Barkley was another one. But, I mean, yeah, you can remember Rashard Lewis was like straight up, like just stretching and shooting. You might be right about that. Just straight up popping that motherfucker from outside. You might be right about that. Because, you know, like them other guys we named, they did a multitude of other things too. I'll give you that. I kind of will give you that. Just straight up popping it from outside the way Rashard Lewis used to pop. I'll give you that. Just straight, when you just talking about straight up stretch and not just the basketball, just overall basketball, I'll give you that. If we can get JB from Boston, yeah, Boston keeping him. They didn't smoke. They didn't woke up and smoke the smelled the Folgers. How you feel about Wiggins for the power forward? If I'm good. I don't want no Wiggins over here. I'm good. He still got whole problems. Nah, he won't fix them whole problems. He still with that girl? No, thank you. Zion traded to Detroit plus Bream. Nah. They gonna be at fucking what's that titty bar? Michigan Avenue. Damn, what's the name of that joint? The Pantheon. Is that what it's called? I don't do titty bar. It'd be eating lamb chop and buying coochie at the Pantheon. Yeah, he'd be out, man. He'd be out the league, man. Quick in Detroit. Paul Brancho is a new power forward in today's. And no, he's not the new power forward. Sorry that you have to do something to do that. You have to win something to be considered that. That's why when Steph Curry and them won that championship, everybody starts trying to shoot. He's an anomaly. Paolo is an anomaly. That's it. There's no other power forward like him. Anthony Davis can try to fake like he a power forward all he want to, but he's an anomaly. Just as Jokic and Joel Embiid are anomalies. They're anomalies. Ben Baker I like Ben Baker. He said he used to get drunk in the game, in between the quarters during the game. Yeah, well, I watched an interview with him a couple years ago. Bring Plumlee home, man. Block him. Get him out of there. I'm joking. No, I'm good on Plum. Then we have a Plumlee twin over here. I really wasn't feeling them, but yeah, my dog ain't doing too well. He gotta go to the vet. Yeah, he getting old. Give me 1 minute, y'all. 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Hold on, I'm gonna play something. Give me 1 minute. My bad, y'all. I had a phone call, so my bad. So what was that? I didn't intend for that to happen, but we're here. We're here. I dodged an event to go to. They wore me out yesterday, bro. They wore me out yesterday. The Crazy Horse. No, that's on shit. The Crazy Horse on Michigan Avenue too. You won't really see me in titty bars, bro. I don't really do titty bars. You know, I like to go places to eat. I don't want no coochie juice by my lamb chops. I'm sorry. I just never been into titty bars. It's just a way. It's a tease. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young is a Timu Steph. I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. It's a lot of guys. Steph was so influential. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I say this: Steph is the most influential basketball player. I think he got an argument. Y'all any questions? I answer them. I think he got an argument to be the most influential basketball player. I mean, can you say Michael Jordan's the most influential? I would love to have this conversation with some people. I mean, you can go back. I mean, Pete Maravich was highly influential. I mean, what you see with AN1 today, Pete Maravich, you know, he was influential. And then I would say I was a short list of influential, just impacting the overall game and culture. You got to put Magic and Bird in there with them what they did with the NBA, taking it from tape delay to really the mainstream. So you to put Magic, Bird in there. You can't never not put them in there. Without them, you know, the NBA finals was on tape delay. They didn't even have real TV deals without them. Pete Maravich would be in there. Just some of the things that a lot of these guys still doing today. You know, the ball handling, the flamboyance that, you know, he was doing the N1 stuff before N1. We would put him somewhere in there. Allen Iverson, what he meant for the culture, especially on and off the floor. I mean, as a combo guard, I mean, you had Nate, Tiny Archibald. You had combo guard before, but, you know, I think really, you know, Allen Iverson really was the commercialization of positionless basketball in a combo guard position. Without like what he was able to do to take Philly to the championship, you don't have Brunson and some of those other guys like that. So I think his influence was heavy. And I mean, obviously Michael Jordan. You know, people was dressing like Mike. People was hooping like Mike. Mike, yeah, he took it from what Magic and Bird left it off at. Michael took it international. I mean, Michael was everywhere. People was trying to hoop like Mike, everything like Mike. So Mike was highly influential. But you know what? I'm gonna say Steph Curry was more influential than those guys. You know what he did on the floor. I mean, you go to these little middle school games, and I remember we used to hoop in school. We couldn't even shoot 3-pointers. We was lucky we get a jump shot from the elbow. It was layup line, free throw, and maybe you get an elbow jumper. Maybe somebody started shooting the elbow jumper when the coach said no in the warm-up line. Now you got kids warming up, chucking up threes. So I'm going to go and say Steph is probably the most influential basketball player on the court in NBA history. I've never seen nothing like it. You know, definitely. I mean, you can put Dirk Nowitzki and being a big fella shooting, but if I had a 5 that I can think of most influential, was you talking about culture and on the floor, it'd probably be those 5. Magic, Bird. I'll put them as one answer. Pete Maravich, no particular order. Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry. NBA isn't as great as it was in the 90s, 2010s. Might be the nostalgia, though. I mean, no, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't nostalgia. It was just they had more talent. They had more talent back then. It was as simple as that. It was a more talented league. You know, right now the league is young. So it was a process of going to college. You came into the league a man. I mean, it wasn't nostalgia. I watched it. You know, it was more competitive. They were more physical. Yeah, it just was that. You got those big boy, oh boy, MJ, Ivo, Magic, Bird, Kobe Bryant. I can't. Kobe and Bryant. I don't really think Kobe was that influential, to be honest with you. I mean, now amongst like, you know, Mamba, he's not in that level. He's not on that level with my saying. Bryant. I don't see where Brian really impacted the game like that at. I mean, he's just unique. Maybe from a business aspect, but nah. I can't put Kobe or Brian in over those guys. But this is my opinion. Harden influenced a step back. Steph pretty much erased the mid-range game. I mean, that's a great point. You know, great point. Shout out to Ginobili with the Euro. He said they don't run plays anymore, no post mid range, and businesses bring, and that's a great point. They don't even run out of bounds plays like that. That's a great point that you made. That's the difference. You learn to play military style basketball. I was listening to DeMar DeRozan. You learn that in college. Yeah, you learn to play military style basketball in college. That's a fact. You learn to run plays because when you play a traditional zone, you can't just attack a traditional zone one-on-one. So don't forget that you can't attack a traditional zone one-on-one. I think a lot of guys forget that. So you got to pay. You know, that's why a lot of American Olympic teams they struggle. They struggle playing the international teams now is because, you know, everybody want to go one-on-one, but to beat the zone, you got to run plays, you got to pass, you got to drive and kick. That's why American basketball struggle when they go in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Kobe had people saying his name. I mean, cool, Kobe shooting the jump, but we talking about basketball. What did he influence on the court? Like, or off the court? Was niggas dressing like Kobe? No, he was dressing like Mike. He was acting like Mike. He was acting like Mike. Like, where is the influence at? Like, when you say, I see the mobbing mentality, and that's who a lot of these younger guys are. When you start talking about Magic and Bird, the NBA wasn't on TV, bro. That was on, the finals was on tape delay. They popularized it. You talking about what Michael Jordan did, the business, he put money international, people dressed like Mike, Kobe hoop like Mike, Kobe. Ivo revolutionized the game, the combo guard position, and how he dressed. You know what I'm saying? And he took a lot of the grunt. And then you talking about Steph Curry. Everybody trying to hoop like Steph. I can't, no disrespect to Kobe, I can't really put him on in that level, bro. In that category. Great player. Do you think the trade will happen today? So, yeah, it's long. They said 48 hours, so it should be happening. Probably get it on draft day. So yeah, I know a lot of people, oh, man, you disrespect I love Kobe, but it's just, you got to be honest with yourself. I mean, he ain't really infect nothing. Like, he really ain't do that like that, like not like those guys. You know, Brian, I mean, you can say with Brian, I mean, you know, I see why people like Brian a lot. I'm not saying why they don't like Brian, but I see, like, you can't do what Brian do, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker 6'9", 250. You can do every dribble. I mean, Steph Curry is, you know, 6'2". He doing some shit that everybody can just shoot. Can't everybody dunk like LeBron and do all that shit LeBron can do, but everybody go up there and let's try to simulate trying to shoot the three. If you had to bet, who do you think will end up getting? It's Herro. It's going to be Herro. Unless something fall apart, it's going to be Herro. It's like 90% short chance of being Herro. Yeah, I would, from everything I'm hearing, I don't know. I'm just guessing like y'all. Watching some Herro highlights, he is exactly what the Pistons need to score ball him. Yeah, he can distribute a little bit too. I mean, can you keep him? Can he stay healthy? We are sure it's gonna be. I mean, it ain't nothing in a short thing, but Burf, and well, shit, Burf ain't even Def and Texas. Only two sure things in this world, in America. So I can't say that's a sure thing or not. You know, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, we gonna see. I mean, if it work out, everybody gonna love it. If it don't work out, everybody gonna hate it. I knew we shouldn't have got this guy. I knew that's how it's easy to, in hindsight. You know, when you go back and look at these drafts. Oh, they should have drafted Devin Booker. They should have took Carmelo. It's easy. I mean, I think the Melo thing, you know, that's common sense. But I think we go back and we have these conversations. It's easy to do stuff in hindsight. Oh, I should have. When you in that moment, bro. When you in that moment, you know, it's easy. I remember I had a homie. He had a girl pregnant in high school. And we thought the shit was fun. He was so stressed. His hair's falling out and shit. Like, you know, when it's not you, when you ain't the decision maker, you ain't the big baller, shot caller, my Jamie Foxx voice. When it ain't true, it's like, it's cool. That's how people say, oh, he'll be all right. He'll figure it out. He got 4 bullets in his ass. Oh, he'll be all right. It's easy for somebody to say you're going to be okay. It's not them. When it's you, it feel like it's the end of the world, bro. Real talk. When it's you, it feel like it's the end of the world. I promise you. Can't nobody, can't nobody walk a mile in your shoes. That's why everybody, you'll be okay. And some people may genuinely believe you're going to be okay when you're going through what you're going through, especially older people because they've been there, done that. But every battle that you fight and you survive and you conquer, make you stronger though. But yeah, man, when you're young, you been thinking about this shit, the end of the world. Little girls, you think it's the end of the world. You think you got enough money to go to the school dance, you feel like it's the end of the world. But happy Father's Day to all y'all G's out there, all the fathers out there. Who win it all for? I go with the Pistons. I don't never believe in the Lions, bro. I believe it when I see it. Rose and Westbrook is also influential to the point guard position. But oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they revolutionized it. You know what I'm saying? So, Westbrook is one of the last fucking him and LeBron, two of the last Mohegans. Him, Brian, out put KD, Harden. They DeMar DeRozan. They Iron Man. They Iron Man. Them dudes, man. Westbrook is a tank. LeBron is a tank. They ain't have all them injuries throughout their career for real. Say what you said about James Harden. He's a fucking. You can rely on him. He's a tank. Their durability is like the last of a dying breed, bro. They are tanks. You talking about an Iron Man, Bron, Carl Ripken Award in basketball? Hey, you got to give it to Bron and Westbrook. Harden, KD before, even after the injury, I found it was fishy that he got injured right before the playoffs. But I mean, it is what it is. We'd have beat New York. We'd beat New York. We wasn't beating San Antonio though. I'm happy for New York. Shout out to the Knicks, man. They deserve it, dog. They deserve it. They kind of give you hope that the Lions can get it done. They deserve it, man. I'm happy for them. Ain't nobody over there I don't like. They bitch ass fans though, but ain't nobody. I like OG. I like fuck Hart because you talk shit about Detroit. But shout out to Josh Hart. I like Cat. I like Bronson. Shout out to them, man, for getting it done. The Villanova boys. Mikal Bridges. I ain't got no issue with him. See, I like them. They fans just be doing too much. But yeah, man, they deserved it. 53 years. They ain't won one since Phil Jackson was hooping for them. How much of them will Jokic having? Man, the thing about Jokic, you can't do what that motherfucker can do. See, the thing about influence on the court, you gotta be able to do that shit. That's why everybody feel like everybody can just shoot a basketball. I ain't saying you gonna make it. What Jokic can do, that's like at that size, can't nobody do that, bro. Like Arvydas Sabonis is the only other big fella I knew that was hooping like that. So you can't do what he do. You can't be 7 foot, pass, shoot. I mean, dog ass. Yes, dog ass a hooper, bro. Like, yeah, handle the ball. Can remember they had a decision to make in Denver. People forget that they had Jokic and the other one. What's the other one name? The one that the Jokic and the dude that played in Portland. I don't know where he at right now, but he played in Phoenix too. He a free agent. What's old buddy name? Nurkic? Yeah, Nurkic. Yeah, Jokic and Nurkic at the same time. People forget that. Do you think Chad's gonna get clocked? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. They tend to have a good farm system in Detroit, like in Miami. They do a great job of developing talent. He probably will get burned next year. Is Sasha gonna be around? That's a great question. So yeah. Wes Unseld. I ain't really see Wes Unseld hoop, so I can't really say. No disrespect. I know he played for the Bullets, but I would say the only one I can really think of was Sabonis. Was Arvydas Sabonis. Yeah, that's the only one I can really think of. But yeah, I didn't really see a lot of Wes Unseld. Yeah, it was Nurkic. Yup, they had both of them at the same time. But that's another team that got to make some decisions and some moves. But I wouldn't be surprised if they end up scrapping the whole. They end up scrapping the whole situation with They end up scrapping this whole trade, and you might wake up and may not nothing be on the floor. So it don't matter. I mean, but I do think if they are getting Herro, they prepared to pay. It might not be today. It might be next year. They prepared to pay. So. It's gonna be interesting. Who knows? Anthony Simons off the bench. That was another great opinion. I got any questions I answer. That was another great comment. I think he get his mojo back being somewhere where they want him at. So, But like I said, happy Father's Day to all y'all out there, man. Y'all know they opened up that Cosmo Dome downtown. If you don't know what it is, look up the Cosmo Detroit, or they got one in Dallas. Look up their website. Damn, somebody got their ass whooped. Damn. But yeah, go look up the Cosmo, man. That shit dope. Dope as hell. So, yeah. But other than that, yeah, man, we gotta wait and see. A lot of this can be a lot of this can straight up be lies. A lot of this can be misinformation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody don't like it at the end of the day and they end up pulling out the deal and scrapping it. So who knows? Ain't nothing for sure. Well, Sensei was like 6'7" playing center. I mean, shit. Ben Wallace was too. Shit, shout out to they special. I heard somebody say in the comment section, we lose beef stew. Paul, what's my man? B-ball Paul. He too small. I'm like, man, he only 6'9". I'm like, man, he was the best center they had last playoffs. So what does that matter? 6'9", 6'8", 7'9". If you effective, you effective. Bro, do everybody realize that Duren wasn't a starter last year and never played a playoff game? Huh? Bro, do everybody realize that Duren wasn't a starter last year and never? What you mean, Duren never? Duren? Who you talking about? Jalen Duren? He was a starter last year, and he did play a playoff game in that Knicks series. I don't know what you're saying, but maybe I don't know what he's saying. But hey, appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. We're gonna continue to keep covering. If something happen, I'll be on it like white on rice. Peace.